Josh with Lucas Lighting. In this video, we'll talk about clocking. Clocking is the angle that the bulb will sit at once the installation is complete. A lot of people say that this should be 12 and 6 o'clock like this, but it could actually be at a 45-degree angle. It could be completely sideways. It could even be upside down at a 45-degree angle. We're going to talk about clocking with an emphasis on the H13, but we'll talk about a couple of other bulbs that we make as well. These are adjustable. You can see that there is some movement there in the collar, so we want to make sure you know how to put these in correctly so that you can get a wonderful pattern. This is a 9005-6 style bulb. An H11 or a 9012 would be similar. Pretty much any bulb that has these feet. So we have one on the top, we have one on the right, we have one on the left. The wire is coming straight down the bottom. Our wire is coming straight down the bottom. These are very easy because when you take a look at this before you take the bulb out, take a look and see if it's at a 45, see if it's straight up and down, see if it's sideways. Whatever angle this is at, ours is going to be when ours goes in. So essentially just take a look at the angle and then ours is going to go in the same way. Now the only reason why you would need this Allen wrench that comes with it is to adjust this angle. And the only reason why you need to adjust this angle is if it's not the same as the factory bulb. So if you look at the factory bulb and our collar is off, you can loosen that, you can correct the collar, and then make sure that it matches before you go to install it. These are typically set up so you don't really ever have to use that Allen key, but we include it just in case. Two other bulbs that don't need clocking are the H2L and the H15. The H2L and the H15 are not clockable. They're vehicle-specific designs. This twists into a socket just one way, and this is the same. So these do not need clocking at all. Let's move on to dual filament. This is a Jeep Wrangler housing. You can see that it's a 3-pin H13 bulb. You can see that the writing is right side up, so this is actually right side up. The bulb is actually at a 45-degree angle with the plug on the top. There's one other thing to consider when you're dealing with dual filament bulbs. So H13s are dual filament bulbs, which means that one filament is for the low beam and the other filament is for the high beam. You can make sure that the angle is correct, but you still might run into one thing. If the angle is correct, but it's upside down, the high beams are actually going to go down and not up. So with a dual filament bulb, such as an H4, H13, 9004, 9007, any dual filament bulb, you have to test it and make sure that the high beams are going up and the low beams are going down, in addition to having that correct angle. In this instance, you can see that upside down at a 45-degree angle is actually the right play for this Jeep Wrangler. This is actually common in Ford F-Series Super Duties as well. You can see that we have a nice low beam pattern, and then when we go to the high beam, it expands more so in the top than the bottom. There's a little bit of bottom expansion just because this is a very basic housing, basic reflector out of a Jeep. If this was upside down, you would see a significant amount of expansion downward, which is not correct. The very last tip about clocking is really just to get them installed, try to mimic the factory angle as much as possible, but really just test it. Make sure that everything's looking correct. High beams are going up, low beams are going down, and the cutoff line looks wonderful and everything looks correct. Any additional questions? Call or text 408-623-1380, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 CST. You may also email support@lucas-lighting.com. Thanks for watching.